Peace family, it's your brother Hakeem Max, and today I wanted to read y'all a chapter called Why They Urge You to Eat the Swine, in the book called How to Eat to Live, book 1 by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So it starts off as, the taking of the prohibited flesh of the swine as a food is beyond righteous imagination. It is difficult to understand why Christians eat such divinely prohibited flesh, while having a Bible and a law given to Moses against the swine flesh. Other prophets down to Muhammad preached against the eating of swine. Christians are among the largest consumers of pork in America, and they deliver this rat throughout the world to other people. They are so fond of swine flesh that they sacrifice it in church, and then ask divine blessing upon it. They barbecue and cook it and hold a feast in their places of worship to eat the slow death poisonous animal which God has forbidden, as though they had an option with God. No wonder Isaiah says that they stand behind one tree in the garden eating swine flesh, the abomination, the mouse, and the broth of the swine in their vessels. And yet they would tell all the Muslims and Orthodox Jews that they are holier than we, who don't even dare even to touch the swine's carcass. Preachers and priests are working along with the enemy or adversary of God, teaching the people that it is all right to eat swine, their bellies stretched with the hog in them and saturated with the whiskey and wine. This is the type of religion under which you have been brought, Christianity and its preachers and priests. None of them have tried to prevent you from breaking this divine law by teaching you the consequences of such an act. Allah taught me that this is a grasp the animal was made for medical purposes, not for food for the people, and that the animal destroys the beauty appearance of its eaters. It takes away the shyness of those who eat this brazen flesh. Nature did not give the hog anything like shyness. Take a look at their immoral dress and actions, their worship of filthy songs and dances that an uncivilized animal or savage human being of the jungle can't even imitate. Yet average black people who want to be loved by their enemies regardless of what God thinks of them have gone to the extreme in trying to imitate the children of their slave masters and all of their wickedness, filthiness, and evil. The Arabic meaning of hog or swan, according to one Arab Muslim, is khanzir. Khan, he says, means I see. Zir means foul. This is the meaning of the English word swan. Khanzir, or I see the animal foul and very foul, is the best explanation that I had heard to cover the very nature of characteristics of this animal. He is the foulest animal. He lives off nothing but filth. The only way you could get him to live and eat better food to keep him from getting to filth. He is so poisonous 99.9% that you could hardly poison him with other poison. You can even give him lye, something you think will cut up the intestines when eaten. Snakes can't poison hogs. They eat them and fatten. The bite of snakes doesn't harm them because they eat the biter. He is so poisonous and filthy that nature had to prepare him a sewer line, and you may find it on the opening of his forelegs. It is a little hole of which oozes pus. This is the filth of his body that cannot be passed fast enough. His poison is that of a law of nature in the form of a parasitic worm that is called the trichina, commonly known as porkworm, which is found in the stomach and intestinal walls until it finally breathes and works itself into the muscles of the body of the eater. From there, the trichina worm work themselves into the spinal cord and travel the spinal cord toward the brain, at which time there is no possible cure. They then cause the victim to suffer with rheumatism, backaches, stomach aches, headaches, fever, and even change the color of the eyes of some eaters to a dull brown or dull red. They fill the eater with the drowsiness, laziness, slow thinking, slow moving, and a tendency to be easily irritated. The swine eaters are always ready to rise up for a dispute and fight other people among themselves. He is the greediest animal. He never knows or cares to stop eating as long as he sees something to eat. He is the dumbest animal. He keeps his nose smelling and eyes looking for something in the earth. You could feed him all day long. He would never look up to see his feeder. In the case of bad weather arising, he is never intelligent enough to go in before it actually starts raining or hailing on his back. He takes no warning. He will keep his head in the earth, rooted until the storm is lashing his back with rain and the lightning is blinding his eyes. You eat this poisonous animal from his snout to his tail, and all of the poisonous wormy intestines. Yet you say you are holier than any religious people. Please learn to eat 1 meal a day and let it be without swine flesh, and many of the ailments that you are now suffering and getting medicine from the doctor for will disappear. To you diabetics, eat 1 meal a day and lay off that starch and sugar. They are only making you sick. Write and let me know that you have tried eating once a day, shunning sugar and starches, and before a week's time your urine will be negative with sugar and acid negative. It is ignorant for you to suffer with this disease when it can be easily cured. Just stop eating that which is causing your trouble. Eat 1 meal a day. You will not starve and die. And that is it for the chapter called Why They Urge You to Eat the Swine. Make sure you come back at 8 o'clock because I will definitely be dropping this video tomorrow. Another video tomorrow on a pig and swine. So tune in. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you tap that bell notification to be notified the next time I upload the next video. Peace.